Good afternoon. I'm Jean West, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the annual Join the Journey Luncheon for the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth. As you can plainly see, we are not having lunch together today. We'll have more on that to come, but thank you so much for your presence with us in this way. For many years now, I have admired the commitment of the Sisters of Charity to serve those most in need. I've had the privilege of visiting with the sisters personally in India, Botswana, Appalachia, and here in Kentucky. My admiration continues to grow. For this short program today, you'll be inspired as you hear stories of the ways sisters transform lives in their ministry. As we begin, let's take a moment to pause and ask God's blessing on our time together. Sister Mary Elizabeth Miller, the Provincial of the Western Province, will now lead us in prayer.
Loving God, you fill all things with a fullness and hope that we can never comprehend. Thank you for leading us into a time where more of reality is being unveiled for us to see. We pray that you will take away our natural temptation for skepticism, denial, fear, and despair. Help us to have the courage to awaken to greater truth, greater humility, and greater care for one another. May we place our hope in what matters and what lasts, trusting in your eternal presence and love. Listen to our heart's longings for healing of our suffering world. We offer this prayer in all the holy names of God. Amen.
Thank you, Sister Mary Elizabeth. I now invite Sister Sangeeta, the president of the congregation, to share a few words with us about how the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth have been coping over the past 2 years since we last gathered together in person, and how they've continued to stand for justice in the world during this period.
Good afternoon from Nazareth. It is a great honor for me to welcome you today on behalf of the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth. Let me begin by offering a heartfelt thank you for your presence this afternoon and for the many ways that you support the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth as colleagues, friends, and advisors through your prayers, your volunteer efforts, and your generosity. This is the second year that we have had to change our plans of coming together in person. We miss sitting at a table with you and conversing about how life has been for you. We are grateful, though, that technology allows us to connect with you to share the ways you have helped us to continue to minister during this time. Throughout the pandemic, the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth remained true to our legacy of charity. From making masks to running health centers, sisters lived out their calling with the strength, support, and encouragement of so many of you and God's enduring love. The second and the third surge of COVID devastated thousands of lives and overwhelmed systems, especially in India and Nepal. Our sisters worked diligently to identify needs and provide medical care and food assistance for individuals and families affected by COVID. Several of our sisters and colleagues tested positive. Several were hospitalized, and we prayed in gratitude when they recovered. Many lost parents and other family members to the virus and grieve the loss of their loved ones. I personally experienced the pain of this loss as my brother and his wife in India contracted the coronavirus and died just hours apart. I too was diagnosed with COVID and was in quarantine at Nazareth when I received this shocking news. What helped me to deal with my own grief was the real sense of solidarity I felt with my suffering brothers and sisters everywhere. Through these events, we realize our human frailty and our reliance on God and one another in new ways. I pray that these experiences make us kinder to one another and more aware of the gift of life that cannot be taken for granted. As Sisters of Charity of Nazareth, our mission statement calls us, and I quote, to work for justice in solidarity with oppressed peoples, especially the economically poor and women, and to care for the earth. We risk our lives and resources as we carry out this mission. While living through this pandemic time of insecurity and unpredictability, even when the world feels so topsy-turvy, our mission statement continues to ground us in our courageous response to the ever-present love of Christ. Despite the grief and aches, we strive to find hope and joy in the connections that we make and the oneness we feel. From feeding the hungry and offering support to the homeless and migrants, we are tangibly touching many lives through compassionate responses to the people we serve across the congregation, especially the most vulnerable. Those unable to be in direct service are supporting our mission through prayer. When I witness our sisters' commitment to stand up for justice in our world, to do what is right, even when it takes every ounce of courage they have, I stand in awe of our God who has guided us for over 200 years and continues to call us forth. Today, you will see a glimpse of those powerful stories of our compassionate outreach in the countries we currently serve. You are part of these stories through the many ways you support us. In all that we are and do, you are with us, and for that, we are forever grateful. You are our blessing, our source of hope and joy.
At Women in Circle in Louisville, Kentucky, Sister Jackie Acito says she has the privilege of walking with the women who are served there. When the home was in need of renovation and repairs, she knew who to reach out to, the SCN Lay Mission Volunteer Program. Now, this is not a story of refurbishing a home, but one of creating a fresh start for those who are vulnerable and in need in our society.
So Women in Circle is a safe house for women in recovery. What we do here is create a safe place for women to be on their 2 feet.
This just fits so perfect into our mission statement, working with women who are on the edge and trying to start a new life, a new beginning, a new journey.
I think this work is important for the volunteers, probably on many levels. I guess to just hear over and over again how good it feels for them to be able to help people. Anytime you help others, you think less about yourself. It's kind of what volunteering is all about, and you grow from every experience.
They gave me my life back. They made me feel strong, independent. not scared to go down the street and somebody's going to hurt me anymore. That's how I was when I got here. I was that scared.
They just really need to be built up because they have it within them. They're smart, strong, beautiful women. They just needed to be reminded of that.
They gave me therapy sessions, which helped me with my PTSD, they brought me to the point I wasn't scared anymore to go out and succeed in life.
They saved my life. They gave me a safe place to stay when I had nowhere to go. And this is probably the first time I have felt, the first night I was here, it was the first time I felt safe in years. And I thank God I came here. Yeah, huge blessing.
This place is home. This place is peaceful, quiet. The volunteers, the SENs, gave us again. They almost renewed that, they made it home.
It renews my spirit just coming in and seeing the other sisters helping and the volunteers helping. When you walk in and there's a fresh coat of paint, it's just new life.
We just hope that is just the beginning of their recovery and the beginning of a new direction in their life.
It matters because when a house is freshened up, it makes you feel that more special, that more, like someone really cares for me and I don't even know who they are.
It's really more than just fixing the house. I always tell all of the volunteers, it's just not about building a home or repairing a home. It's about building relationships, working collaboratively. It deepens our own spirituality, and also it gives us a sense of gratitude for what we have. As sisters, as associates, as friends, what do we have?
Y'all made me feel so loved.
See him grow.
Thank you for that.
See us grow.
No matter how fearful you all were, you had that little bit of willingness that said, I think I can do this with help.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you.
Our motto is the love of Christ impels us. And this is what the volunteers are doing and the other sisters are doing.
Don't you give up.
And I get the privilege of walking with them along this journey with them. It's a wonderful privilege.
I'm sorry. I really thought I was going to die. And I got here and I felt hope. And it gave me my life back with my son. I really thought I was going to die to drugs. I wanted to stop so bad and I just didn't know how. And I met Jackie and she taught me how. This place gave me my soul back. I lost my soul and this place gave me my heart back. So I'm just really grateful for you guys. I love you so much. I'm happy today. I haven't been happy in about 2 years. And this past year has been the happiest year since my son was born. So I just want to, this program really means something to me. And I'm grateful to be here. So thank you guys.
I'm grateful you're here.
Each year, we gather to hear these amazing stories of sisters in ministry. We hear testimony from the sisters and from those whom they have ministered to. These are just some of the many lives that the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth have helped. Now, this is a comfort cross. Over 200 of them were blessed by the sisters right here in St. Vincent de Paul Church in Nazareth. In the tradition of St. Vincent de Paul's compassion, humility, and generosity, the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth have given these crosses to those in need of comfort most. Due to the coronavirus and the growing number of cases in Kentucky, we are not able to gather together for a meal with each other as we usually do to celebrate the missions of this congregation. Instead, the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth have shared that very same meal with those who need it the most. At the Food Kitchen at the Cathedral of the Assumption in downtown Louisville, the sisters have taken the lunches from the event to feed the hungry. Along with this meal, we will include the Comfort Cross with its blessing from here at Nazareth.
Today we are in downtown Louisville at the Cathedral of the Assumption dining room. Of course, the Join the Journey isn't happening in person because of COVID restrictions, and to put several hundred people in one room, even though some would be vaccinated and some would be masked, we want to give the example of being careful and being respectful for other people's health.
We're almost there. It's wonderful, you all. Three of us cars came with all this food to share with the people. So we're so blessed to be able to have the food that we would have used for Join the Journey. Now we're using it for the people that are hungry right here in Louisville.
Well, the staff at the Office of Mission Advancement talked about what we would do, and then someone came up with a wonderful term. It's Join the Journey Reimagined. So in our reimagining, we together agreed that this would be a good way to distribute lunches to a known center that has meals each day for people, and to other places where some gather who may not have a lunch easily accessible to them.
More local now. This is Wave 3 News.
Their event was postponed because of the pandemic, but that did not keep one local organization from giving back. The Sisters of Charity of Nazareth had to cancel their annual Join the Journey luncheon this year.
I hope they take away that there are others who are also wishing them well, praying for them.
We appreciate them. Around 300 lunches were distributed today. The lunches also included a prayer inside.
We also have a little packet with a card and a prayer and the cross that was made in Jerusalem of olive wood and blessed in the chapel in the Church of St. Vincent at Nazareth, blessed on the feast day of St. Vincent de Paul.
And it's a very special a treasure for them, as well as food. It gives them something special, a spark for their life.
Thank y'all so much.
You're welcome. Enjoy. We're very happy to share this with those who come here to the Cathedral Dining Room in the spirit of Mother Catherine and in the spirit of St. Vincent de Paul.
Working is something We're just down here in Louisville at the Sister Visitor Center. We have a lot of food to give out, so we picked this place plus some other places in town. It's been going great. It's wonderful. The people are beautiful and they are just so happy to get it. And we are making new relationships for the Sisters of Charity, you know, and it's really a beautiful experience to come down here. They're praying for us and we're praying for them. So it makes a really beautiful bonding and connection with the people here.
With creativity and perseverance, the Sisters of Charity have once again demonstrated through their actions their profound dedication to God and justice in the world. Now it's our turn. I'm proud to stand here today on behalf of the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth to ask you to support their wonderful work. When you support the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth and their ministries in India, Nepal, Botswana, Kenya, Belize, and the United States, you help them meet the needs of those they serve. You support women who are dynamic and passionate, dedicated to diverse ministries lived out in the community. Their devotion is carried out in many ways through prayer, action, leadership, and service. Will you join us in this investment toward the vision of the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth with a pledge of support? You'll see that there are 3 main levels of support listed on the website for this event, with the option of a multi-year pledge toward these levels. We are hoping that you will pledge your support not only for this year, but for the coming years as well. Pledging support for multiple years ensures the sisters can continue their ministries long into the future. A gift at one of these levels makes a tangible impact on the lives of those in need. We know and respect that we all have different financial means, and we truly appreciate whatever level of support you can provide. Thanks to our generous sponsors, every single dollar that you give today goes directly to support SCN Ministries, 100%. Whatever gift you can make today, we sincerely pass along our deepest gratitude. From here at Nazareth to wherever you are joining us from today, thank you again for your presence with us. Blessings on your day and on your journey.
There is a place for the sadness. Hold on to love. There is a season of gladness. Hold on to love. When pain and confusion seem endless, hold on to love. We cultivate healing through kindness. Hold on to love. Hold on to love where hope is found. Hold on to love where joy abounds. Hold on to love where grace and mercy's overflowing. Hold on to love. When terror and fear overwhelm us, hold on to love. Courage and faith will sustain us.